Welcome back. This morning in Los Angeles, police began arresting protesters after Mayor Karen Bass issued an emergency overnight curfew for a 1-mile radius of the downtown area. That curfew lifts in about 15 minutes, but it will continue for several nights, according to the mayor. People are protesting ICE raids in the city targeting undocumented immigrants.
President Trump activated National Guard troops without the authorization of Governor Gavin Newsom and has placed some 700 Marines on standby to guard federal and personal property in Los Angeles.
CNN's Maribel Gonzalez is on the ground right now in Los Angeles. So Maribel, tell us what you're seeing behind you. With this curfew in place, it should be pretty quiet now, right?
Good morning, Jake and Mimi. That's right. It is pretty quiet this morning, and even as we're nearing the end of the curfew for today, the streets have remained pretty calm. We've seen a lot of Los Angeles Police Department patrolling the area all morning long, and of course, you're seeing right behind me members of the National Guard on standby as they've been 24/7 outside of this now defaced federal detention center. Of course, we know that their presence here is a point of contention between the local state governments and the White House. We know that the governor, Gavin Newsom, suing the Trump administration over the deployment of these troops. He asked a court to halt any further deployment of National Guardsmen and other federal troops. The court denying that motion but setting it for hearing this Thursday. So we will have to wait and see what comes out of that this week.
Well, and Mayor Karen Bass there said if anyone is defacing property or lighting cars on fire, they will be arrested. But what is the president now saying about the potential for invoking the Insurrection Act as a result of these incidents?
Yeah, it's something very important that we want to note, and that the Los Angeles mayor has been saying for several days now. The confrontations and the violence that we've been seeing during these protests are limited to a small group of people that are really out to just cause chaos. The majority of these protesters done so peacefully, and we're also seeing that across the country as well. These protests against these immigration raids, and people are voicing their concern about how these immigration raids have been conducted as well. But we will have to wait and see for this week to see what that court rules. The president is saying, though, that he is sending these troops to help protect buildings and properties, just like the one that you're seeing behind me, as well as the personnel that works at these places. The president saying that there's no tolerance for violence, a sentiment that has also been echoed by local leaders and Los Angeles police, who say they will not tolerate any more vandalism, any sort of violence, or any sort of chaos on the streets of downtown Los Angeles.
All right, Maribel Gonzalez reporting live in downtown LA this morning. Thank you so much for the update.